seen a couple of videos in like the public chat and how to use this weapon, and they're all wrong, like all of them. Like, there are some videos and shorts and stuff, but I'm gonna go through one quick playthrough on how to do this weapon and every way to build this weapon. First off, let's talk about like what's unique about it. If you even know this weapon, I'm gonna guess you're near end game content. But anyway, it says receive 6 times physical damage from mods. That means anything that's within the puncture, slash, and impact is going to do like 6 times the amount of damage. That's why Jagged Edge does 5400% damage, as well as this one doing like 54% damage instead of 90% slash damage. So this means that all the other mods, such as that would do status damage, such as electricity, heat, toxin, and ice, there's no reason to put them on there because they're going to do 6 times less damage than these other mods would. So with that said, there's also a secondary buff with these ones. I'm going to go over the unique traits. This way we know what the trait is, because there's only like 3 physical damage types: slash, puncture, and impact. I'm going to go over what the physical trait secondary buff is, what's the effect of the physical trait, why I put the mods on here, and then what the arcane does for each one of these builds, because each one of these builds requires like a completely different playstyle with completely different buffs and negative effects that you would normally need. Like there's positive and negative effects that comes with each one of them, and you want to make sure that you're pushing everything in the right direction. So say for instance, if the Motovore had no slash damage, then I'm not going to really build for slash. Well, I'm going to build the most I can for slash, the most I can for the effect of the Motovore, and the most, like the best playstyle for a slash weapon of this caliber. So starting with slash, keep in mind that whatever primary weapon you pick is going to change the appearance of the Motovore. So right now slash has like a lot of blades and hooks, but if I switch over to puncture, it's going to have a lot of spikes, and if I switch over to impact, it's going to have a lot of clubs. So wrong button. Oh, great. That's how you know professional streamer. I make mistakes. Arsenal. So with that, we're going to go over here and we're going to start off with slash. So the slash additional ability is you get 100% status chance. So that's why it goes up to like 90%, because slash being the dominant trait, it gets 100% extra status chance. Now, what slash status chance is, temporary ignores target's armor to cause them to bleed over time for extra damage, and that means the bleed is going to be what your slash damage is, which is 2,163.8 in this case. Now I can increase this by putting like prime pressure point on, but I wanted to get the other mods on here for the case. Now for that, I made sure I had as much slash damage as possible so I can hog all that status chance, because when it comes down to it, the way status works is you'll see that impact and puncture have 5.8%. That's because they have like only 200 or 183 damage. Like the damage that you do from the weapon is so little that they barely register when it comes to like status chance. Now, going on from that, hold on, let me make sure this is all set up right, because I want to make sure we just read just the slash effects. I got maximum slash stance here, extra damage here, combo duration and status chance, trying to max out that status chance, slash damage and status chance, a status damage and 24% status chance for every 2% or 20 seconds up after killing somebody for like the next, it stacks to 4 times. So basically it goes up to an additional 100% status chance, and I'll get to that in a minute. The reason why I want so much status to the point to where it's ridiculous is because status is right here. Values over 100% chance have, or values over 100% have a chance to inflict multiple stacks of status effect at once, and you can have up to 30 stacks of status or slash. So take the 2,000 damage times 30. So you don't know how to do that. Basically 2 times 10 is 20,000 slash or bleed damage times 3. Then that's 2 times 3. That's 60,000 bleed after you get 30 stacks. And the status duration is 5 seconds, so as long as you hit them every 5 seconds, that stays up. But if you don't hit them, it goes from 30 down to like 29. But it doesn't go any higher than 30. You're just refreshing the timer. Now with that said, let's go to the last ones I have here. I have Weeping Runes, which increases 40% status chance per combo multiplier, and 100% chance to increase melee combo when pelted with slash status damage. So this is going to make sure that my melee combo always stays high as long as I'm inflicting slash damage, so that I'm always going to have the maximum chance to inflict the maximum amount of stacks of slash on every target that I hit. And the last one we have 110% status duration. The only thing that this mod is really missing is like heavy attack efficiency, because I like to do a lot of slam attacks. But the way this gameplay is played is you walk up, you smack them, and then you run away. You got 10 seconds to come back and smack them again. But with your combo being as high as it is, you're going to have over 100% status, so you're going to basically put multiple stacks of status on them with each and every single hit, guaranteed. The more status you put on them, the more slash you had on them, the more combo you're going to get, the more combo you're going to get, the more status you have, the more status you have, the more combo, the more slash. It's just, they just bleed. Your goal is to try to make them bleed 30,000 HP per hit. At least that's the intention of this build. As for the arcane, I got enemies affected by status gain 6, or enemies affected by status effect gain 6 additional status when they are knocked down or flung by melee attacks. So the overall goal of this is, if I ever do a slam attack, a heavier hit, or anything like that, which would normally cause people to fall down or knock over, I give them more status, more slash, more bleed. Because I do a lot of slam attacks. Like, I like slam attacks. Like, it's one of the staples I have in the game. This is a budget build. There's no form-up. I have nothing like really high on there. If you want to go like these weapons or these rare mods, you can probably get these ones from Nightmare Missions. And some of these I can't remember how I got them. This one I got from, I believe, Demos Bounties. If not, then Fortuna or one of those bounties. Now, with that said, we're going to go on to Puncture. Puncture being the spiky one, Cactus. Puncture's unique effect is 1.5 melee range. I don't really understand how range works, because range really doesn't mean anything. If I go over here, we'll see that range goes from 4 meters down to 2.5 meters. Go back up here, it goes up to 4 meters. Like, I don't really see range being like an important thing. If I put this in place of, I can't put this in place of anything because it's too high, but if I put like range, here we go. Place it there, it's just an extra meter. Like, it's not really gonna do anything that I want to do. Now, Puncture's status effect is Puncture temporarily reduces the target's damage output by up to 80% and increases critical chance of damage taken up to 25% with multiple stacks. I don't know what the maximum stack of Puncture is, just know that every stack of Puncture you do is going to make you do 25% more critical damage. And the critical damage of this weapon is 9.4. Now, once again, critical chance, critical damage, extra damage, puncture damage and puncture damage. I want extra critical damage per combo multiplier, and I want extra status chance. The reason I want extra status chance is because of, well, here, I'll show you. Status. It's not going to show up the first way. Alright, so it's because of my arcane. And arcane says you get 1.0 critical multiplier for every 10% puncture status chance you have on your melee weapon. So if I put this up here, which is 90% status, you'll see that this goes up to times 11 damage. So I have times 11 damage plus the status chance, which gives me plus 25% more damage that will constantly stack with the multiple stacks of puncture. Now, the reason why I put this one up is because 40% times 12 is higher than 90%. So as I get my combo multiplier up, I'm going to have more status, which means I'm going to have more critical damage per enemy that I hit. Now, this one here is basically simple. You smack them, they die. You smack them, they die. You get high combo multiplier, you get more critical. You smack them, they die. This one here is you smack them, you run away, you come back, you smack them again, you run away, smack somebody else, run back, smack them, run away, smack them, just go back and forth. Eventually they all bleed to death. Treat this one as if it's like Ember's heat, like you're inflicting the burn effect on everybody so that they die over time with 60 or 30,000 true damage. And treat this one as just hitting them really, really, really hard. Now, impact, you go back, you got the clubs. Impact is, let's see, I think this is attack speed, if I remember correctly. Impact, yeah, 40% attack speed. Now for impact, I didn't really do much critical chance because of impact's effect. Impact causes target to fall backwards temporarily with repeated attacks, causing the size and duration to stagger. Heavy units such as exterminators also have the polarized mercy kill threshold lowered to 80% of a total of, with a total health of, well, with multiple stats. So if you put multiple stats, you can basically like lower their health from like 25 to 80 to so on and so forth. Basically mercy kills. So that's the status effect of this one here. But I also went for status on this one. I got this one here to increase status damage on mercy kills or melee kills, as well as status chance after kill. This one here, I'll get back to this one in a minute, because that one should have been like at the end. Matter of fact, I'll put that one at the end. So, extra damage because we need damage, combo duration and status chance, status multiplier, so status chance with combo multiplier, impact damage and status chance, lifted enemies explode on death, dealing whatever, and then we have these two here. Now, finisher damage. Not many people know this. When you do a heavy attack or a slam, you knock someone over and allowing you to get a finishing damage, allowing you to like basically get a finishing kill. The more impact damage you have, the more likely you are to do this. So you can get lots of finishing kills just from hitting people and then doing execution. I got this one here so that you can do more damage to people by stripping their armor with every hit that they got. Now this one here is combined with this mod here. On finisher kill, gain 4 additional combo for the rest of your mission. So by constantly knocking them around with impact damage and causing them knocked down, this is like just studying this stuff. Like I actually even went to ChatGPT to see if this would work. ChatGPT agrees with me, but ChatGPT has been wrong in the past. Basically, you smack them, you stagger them, you knock them over, you do a finishing attack before they get over it, you repeat your melee combo. Rinse, recycle, repeat until you get like a times 12 permanent melee combo in the mission, which could take forever. And then basically, with that, you'll have like over 100% chance to like inflict impact damage on everybody, and you'll just do nothing but mercy kills. So this one here is basically knock them over, execute, knock them over, execute, knock them over, execute, until eventually you get to the point where you smack somebody, and then it's just one hit, then you can do a mercy kill. One hit, you can do a finisher. One hit, mercy kill, one hit, finisher. And the reason I got shattering impact on here to reduce armor is so that you can just constantly light people up. It doesn't matter what the damage is. Now if I were to change any mods on here, it would be the bottom variation of these three and then Muni Crescendo. But like I said, having a permanent times 12 combo multiplier, and I can eventually level this one up, I just gotta grind for it, as well as to make sure that you have a weapon that has armor strip, as well as almost instantly executing any enemy that you knock over. It's the best way to actually do this part. Now, all these other builds that people do with like blast and like viral and stuff, it doesn't really matter. Because if you're doing 30,000 bleed true damage to somebody else, viral is not going to do much, even if it does do a 3.5 times extra damage multiplier. Like, there's other things you can do to proc viral, just like such as getting nourished on your warfare. Like, that's something that you can add on to here. This is something that you can only get from this weapon. Like, everything else that everyone else is saying to do with all these other status damage types, you can get that from other weapons. Like, I have a Mesa build that for a while I didn't even know how to properly use. But I put what is it? Are you gonna? No, you're not gonna show this right there. I put these on there. Despite Mesa not having any heat status abilities in her powers, all I gotta do is make sure that the weapon that she holds does heat damage. Neither of these do heat damage, so I'm not gonna do this in Mesa. And what I do is I proc heat with say Atomos or an AOE explosive weapon, and then I finish it with my ult. And before you know it, I'm doing red crits. Now if I replace this mod and this mod with an orange one or a red one, or extra secondary critical chance, then yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll guarantee that I'll do that part. I'm pretty sure that every shot Mesa will do is a crit, but I'm using other mods to maximize the effect that my ult does nothing but orange and red crits after I get my 150 or 140 whatever stacks from this. Now I'm going to be using Ash for the playthrough for the sole purpose of his ult can stack up multiple stacks, allowing me to get like extra combos and stuff. And yeah, the thing is, this weapon, I put it as a God tier because even if you don't have this up, you're still going to be killing people. Even if you mod this weapon wrong, you're still going to be taking out people's lives like there's no big one off this weapon. This is Ash. I don't know why I was talking about this one. If you mod this weapon wrong, you're still going to be like competing with a lot of enemies. You're going to be killing like everything that comes inside of you. But the overall goal is to basically get the maximum amount of what you can out of any weapon that you can. Now, if you need to use other weapons to head on to it, then by all means do that. Like if I really wanted to proc the most I can out of this, I would do Zaku's Void ability plus Nourish, but then that means I'd have to ruin Zaku some type of way. I would use pretty much anyone else that has like a Nourish ability. Like if I wanted to promote, I would have Saren's ability with Toxic Blade and Nourish. But I don't really need anything outside of a Warframe ability, outside from either an Overguard that prevents me from getting knocked over, or something to increase my combo multiplier. Or if I wanted to add a type of status effect onto it, like electricity or anything like that, I'd get Volt, or I'd use a companion. Or I'd use a secondary weapon to proc the other status effects and then hit them with my weapon. This thing can do slash, puncture, and impact better than any other weapon in the game. There's no reason for you to actually proc anything other than that. And to be honest, if I did impact instead of like electricity, I didn't pick this part because you know that you get what you buy. Impact would be the one that goes best highest in this, because as far as I remember, there is no like puncture or slash like pre-generator effect. So yeah, if I had to pick another one, it would either be impact and just go straight impact with this weapon, so I maximum impact damage and impact status, but then that means I wouldn't be able to use a slash or puncture. I would probably use, like that what I would do if I wanted to get the most out of this weapon, but I don't like impact like that. I don't like doing executions and doing everything else like that. Like that's also a reason why, because impact doesn't really do damage like it's supposed to. That's why I put Shadow and Impact on there, so I can strip armor away from high level enemies, so I can do that damage to them because now they don't have armor. Puncture does godly amounts of critical damage, so even if they have a lot of armor, I'm doing godly amounts of damage. Slash does bleed damage, it goes through armor. Impact softens them up so that we can get executions and finishing moves. I really don't have, as you can see, I don't really have a favorite between executions. I like my crit, I like my status. Anyway, that's everything you could possibly ever need to know about this weapon. Anything else from this I see as a deviation. I might make a correction in the future, but I highly doubt it. Everything I'm going to build with this weapon is going to be a variation of this. Getting the most out of the slash, getting the most out of the slash status effect, getting the most out of this ability here, and finding the arcane that just complements all of this. Or all of this. Either way, I'm going to check to see if ChatGPT is right or wrong, and I'm going to see what I can get out of the impact damage to see if I can actually knock people around and get some finishing moves. But if I really wanted to, I can probably get the exact same thing with Ash finishing moves to get that part up. I don't want to get that finishing move with Ash's ability, because at that point it's just cheating. I want to be able to get that ability with everybody. So let's get on to the gameplay. Who would be good? Someone that complements it but doesn't overpower it. Citrine seems pretty good. Let's see if I got my Citrine built just right. I still haven't built right. I got lazy, just put on all the Archon mods. I see no reason to try and. Impetus, unique status effects with abilities, getting 16 abilities strength. I don't think like she has an ability to heal herself, but I don't care. I don't have enough time to double check this. I got lazy with Citrine. He's like, you know what? She does all element effects. Let me just put the Archon on her. Once again, we're doing Steel Path.
How many boards does this game have?
Doesn't mod this weapon at all. Poorly. You know what? It's modded. It's not usable, but it's modded. Let's see, what can I pick on here that's actually usable that will keep me alive? Because I know Citrine is going to be... She can be Steel Path, but she's not Steel Path. Like, I don't think I have... Let me see. Adaptation's on, and she's Steel Path. If she doesn't have adaptation, she's not Steel Path. She is not Steel Path. 7... What do I want to get rid of for adaptation? I'll get rid of you. ability strength. Put you on. Nope. Don't want that. You. No, that'd be nice. Wait a minute. 860. Nope, I don't want to do it. I'm failing the Warp and Impossible challenge, and I have a citrine that is black and gold. The Impossible challenge, for anyone who doesn't know, is make a weapon that looks good that doesn't use black, white, or gold. What is meant to do this? Enemies with melee weapon. Hey, I picked the right one.
Please select destination. Plotting route.
Have the enemies just swarm me in the middle. I know competing with randoms and playing with randoms is always a random thing, and it has like a 1% chance of actually coming up when you want it. It's more than 1%, more like a 10%. But I like the infinity boost that you get when everybody's there, even though everything else is already maxed out. And I also like that it's random. I have a gambling addiction. I like the fact that I don't know who's going to join the match. Even though they're responsible for 50% of my blue screens throughout my entire life. 30%
Stay on top of those scrubbers. You see growth,
I'm not going to be able to
shoot
practice
it.
like we practice all the time.
These scrubbers are prone to spore growth. You don't shoot it off and it could become fatal. For the scrubber and you. Comprende? I hear Scald will want these things back, but not even Scald is willing to come down here with all his rot. Good thing you're not as smart as Scald. Now get to work.
No one's coming over there. We gotta cut off the core. Any other day of the week, I'd be happy to have a core. You have to get the ability. What am I going with? I got an Excalibur, Umbrella, Caliber, and Sword. What do you got going? What do you got? I'll take it. I need to go someplace where I'm not competing with anybody. Go to my stats first. I'm gonna leave respawn already.
Baby's gurgling. New health scrubber bubbling up.
Alright, let me build up my stats first, because I need my hyper generation. And I don't even have that. Oh, the other one, rather. Mobs are negative. none of his builds mounted to stick, so I don't gotta worry about like measuring stick output. Finish it. Fall over. Drag on. There you go. Finish it, Joe. Let's see. Like that. Yep, 4 kill. Alright, so it does work. Thing is, you gotta knock him down, let him fall. Fall. Come on, fall. It can work. I'm just gonna knock them down and then finish it. So the build does work. It's just that it's still not my playstyle. It is. But it is what it isn't. As for the finishers, mercy kills, and that stuff, I just don't do it that often. Here's where the blue screen kicks in. Yep, disconnected. I can't fight the stalker like 3-on-1. It's always gonna be 1-on-1. At least the good thing is I'm
you hit the showers.
And my lip shows up.
Scrubbers, that is 4 is coming up. Turns out it's not just hell scrubbers coming out of the rot. There's some stuff we might be interested in. Like this. See? My ass is out here on the line too. Okay, marking extraction. You can pull the ripcord whenever you need to. I won't judge.
I'm gonna try and play the stalker with this build. It's not like a perfect build. Like I said, I just put no thought in building a 16 build. I call it sort of mid-tier. I'm probably gonna die before I come in because I hear things around me. What's my good? Alright, I'm back in. I learned what I need to learn, and what I need to learn was basically that you can knock people over with heavy attacks and slam attacks, and while they're on the ground, you can walk up and do a finishing move, and it does add up to +4 on the combo multiplier. Now, if I fully get Melee Crescendo, or if that was the arcane mod fully upgraded, then it would definitely work. I could definitely make it work. But I definitely needed more kills and have a higher health regeneration rate in order to survive. Alright? Now we can switch to measuring its critical output. Puncture. Make sure I got a proper ash because a lot of my ashes are a little weird. So this one has Vengeful Wrath, Vengeful Wrath. Alright. Teleport, smoke screen. Alright, good. What's the build? Basic Ash. Everything but Seeking Shuriken, that's good. Let's see, while invisible, gain 30% ability strength. Finisher kill. Alright, awesome. Remember correctly, this counts as a finisher kill, right? Yep. So this would actually be really good with the impact weapon, but the problem with that is, if I remember correctly, his passive is for slash. So I'm probably going to use Ash again in terms of slash. So this is the standard Ash. I did not pick anything. Let me see, I picked duration for him. Ability D. I did not pick duration for him. What did I pick for him? What is this Ash? Hold up. Oh, it's for all. It's alright. It works. It should work. I don't trust it. I haven't used it. I can't use the teleport if anything. Oh, I'll trust it. It seems to be the same as good as the other one. Like this one here is just basically the critical output. And for the record, I do Steel Path because there is a chance of me failing the mission for Steel Path. Wrong one. There's no chance of me ever failing. I can't even measure what my mods and my builds do in here because everything just kills. I can have a terrible build and bring it to normal missions, and it just kills everything. Like I go to Steel Path from time to time. Is like, can I beat Steel Path with no mods? And the answer to that question is no. The answer is no. So what is my thing? Here's an user view attack.
Please select distance. Plotting route.
My dog's just sitting there ghost riding the whip. Judging me. Just look to my left and the hound is just staring at me. It's like good brother already. The beautiful thing about Ash, especially with the new one, is you definitely get that 280 kills with my abilities without even having to use the melee weapon at all. There we go. Alright, let's see what I can do. Let's see what the normal damage for this poster build is. 140,000. 2 million. Did I read that right? It's in the screen. I have to come back and look at it. Alright, 27,000. That's believable. I didn't see the damage there. He died with my feet before I could even hit him. I hit his skull. The Legislator is already here. I don't even get a chance to actually see what this weapon does because they already like completed it. I'm looking at like red fit numbers. I didn't even get a chance to test anything. I could have swore I seen the 2 million. It's 50,000, but he died. I'm gonna put Calero because I think they patched where my alt wasn't, yeah. I'll just have to go and do a solo, like, what is it? Exterminate.
Kalimo's found the Legasite. Harvest it. It's trying to run. Stop it. Escape is failing. It has been broken. Harvest it.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know. They need to know. They need to come and watch the stream with all 10% of my viewers. They don't need to know. They don't need to know. The thing is, if I wanted to walk around and act like I was a Warframe god, all I gotta do is switch it to like the basic standard missions without Steel Path, and then no one will be able to hold a candle to me. But that's not nostalgia. I remember struggling in this game. I remember suffering. I remember
Select destination.
doing all the basic beginner stuff.
Plotting route.
And Steel Path, I still get that struggle. I like that struggle. That struggle makes me feel more fun. It's the struggle that makes us grow. Nostalgia. My dog knows that he's going to show up because he knows I'm going to make fun of him for ghost walking. You know this place. It's cyberbullying 101.
Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
Right. See what that does. Nope, there's nothing more quick than that time. Either when you want to get some multiplier, and combo multiplier. 450,000 base damage. But I'm invisible, so I get that extra 30% critical boost. Which is pretty cool, though. 31,000, 730,000, I don't know, maybe it was 500,000. Where is he? He's here. He's here. He's here, but he's below me. You can't hide from me. He's destructive. He fell to the net. 4,000, 8,000, 8,000. 50,000. 200,000. Poster goes up with critical. My poster goes. My critical goes up with my poster goes. Well, I'm not going to get my critical multiplier. Times 12 yet. So I might just take it and try to get a call there. You know what I hate about extermination missions? Is that the number of enemies you get is like so limited. Try to get it. Just all I gotta do.
Moto's secret stashes. Use the Furbomb charges to melt the locks and get inside. But I gotta tell you, they will not be happy about it if you do.
Seven combo multiplier. Lag! I can't see, I can't move. I'm gonna die. They're gonna die on me. Okay. Came when I had the wrong warframe and the wrong weapon setup. I am a crit master. Times 10, I'm doing red crits while invisible. That I want to go back for. Middle attack forward, alt keep good news is I should be able to flip around and flip off and so that. But it's not this one. Yeah, I'm gonna let you come back. Amazing is I normally get these numbers when I have a pre-rose ult. I don't normally get like a million damage. It's just ash by the side. I guess it's his ult that's doing the damage. Welcome to the Call of Duty sweat lobby. They landed before I could get to Whoa, what was that? I think I got attacked by a chiropractor. Not showing up.
Skuldra on high alert! Your window of opportunity to get into the cache is closing. Find your Furbon charges.
Coming back around too. No, they're gonna kill me with lag. They're gonna kill me with lag.
I got a message for Skuldra. Ovania isn't your town, and their purge squad is all dead. I mean, they will be when you're all done. Keep it up. What? Oh, man. Thought for sure you'd be able to break into that cache.
Crit works exactly fine. Do a whole lot more if I had like an extra critical buff like citrine or who is it? Clever combo buff. With that said, let's go on to the next one. This one is going to be Palermo. Now if I picked Ash for the impact one, it would have been a lot more effective because I could do the finishing kills and I could have gotten the combo multiplied to 12 a lot faster and a lot easier, but that's the exact reason why I didn't pick Ash for the first one. And if I picked Citrine, I could have used her ult to buff the critical of the puncture build, but that's also the exact reason why I didn't pick Citrine. I didn't want to pick the people who could buff the weapon. I wanted to show what the weapon can do as itself, because if I wanted to, like for instance, maximum procs for all of them, I just pick Palermo. Like it's as simple as that. Or I pick someone that can buff the status, or I pick Chroma and do times 7 damage on everything. So slash, who is going to be most effective when it comes to doing slash without actually getting to the point where it's buffing the slash? I'm going to look for somebody who just survives. Who is going to be that person? I'm probably going to pick Palermo. But no, I need to see the combo multiplier part. I know who I'm going to pick. I haven't picked you in a while. See if you're still as busted as I had him, the unkillable Oberon. He needs to have like 4 mods on to be unkillable. And I think I tried to like change to make a terraformer one to mean more things. Let's see, we have flow, adaptation. You do not have any health on, but at least you got quick thinking. That's good. And you have rage. Alright, so you may not have a thinking mod on, but at least you have those. So what do you do? And like, I had to get rid of health for you. What do you do? 40% range. Alright, this should work. That's not gonna work. Oh well. Well, I'm gonna be doing 60% more melee damage. Just simple as that. Switching back to public. There's only one person that the bleed effect would have the most fun dealing with too. Actually, no, I don't want to do that because for all we know that he's immune to status. I know he's immune to certain types of crit unless you hit the soft spots. I do not switch the weapon yet. I do not switch. I'm still Well, at least the good news is my Oberon has Cuervo's crit ability, so I can activate that crit ability and just smack somebody one time and see how that looks. I was hoping that Blood Rush would automatically give it up to red crit by itself. That's the whole purpose of putting Blood Rush on. If I have Blood Rush on.
True mastery of the Tenno Arsenal will you succeed.
Let's go over here. 1,000. 200,000.
Remember that chili con carne I left in the fridge for 2 months? Let the house scrubbers sit too long.
I think there might be like a crit damage cap preventing this from going over like godly amounts, because that would make sense to some degree. It would just prevent people from being too broken. Because I know I seen like a 2 million crit when I first came out with the poacher build. Of basic attack. The thing is, I don't think anything's gonna live long enough to get like 30 stacks of slash. If anyone does, it would be the soldier, because they have the armor. Well, no, they don't. They have the armor. Right? They have to be these guys. Preferably when the tech rat claims the life support system.
Your enemies have grown fierce. Use all that you have learned. Now the question is, how many stacks of blue do I get when I smack somebody once?
You know why they call them hell scrubbers? Because if you don't blast the build up fast enough, you don't learn what hell is like. Hey, you think I'm playing? Shoot that build up off now! Deal with that scrubber build up! Stat! Great, you lost a scrubber, but that's the least of your problems.
See, me and you have things in common. We both like to suffer.
It's working. Hell scrubbers are starting to emerge. Yeah, I gotta hand it to the little guy. He knows how to talk to the appliances.
Not enough, though. Counts as
60
combo
seconds
hits.
to critical. Activate a scrubber, set off some spore eggs, or get the hell out of there. Hey, I need 20 cc's of fix your damn shit.
Alright, so the blue works as planned. It's not as powerful as I thought it was. Maybe it's a track on how much started to based on how it was. I'll look into it a little more. Good. The majority of the people are going to want to
One
play
scrubber, set of force coming up.
As well, function, critical.
Levels dropping. They'll buy you some time. You're welcome.
Other people who like blue might get smashed. I don't think anybody's going to pick it in time. Anyway, this has been like the build play between the builds. It's not the most that someone can do with this. Like I said, if I wanted to maximize play, I put Polarity. If I want to maximize impact, I'll do more finishing moves with pass. And then after that, just slam attack, slam attack, slam attack. It stunned, disable, and status proc everybody.
Turns out it's not just hell scrubbers coming out of the rot. There's some stuff we might be interested in. Like this.
But like I said, the weapon
See?
is so
My
like,
ass is
unique.
out here
You
on the
go
line
anywhere
too.
you want. Build
Marking
it any direction
extraction.
you want.
Use it when you need it, but only if you need it.
I'll actually look that up actually right now. Real quickly. Just to make sure I don't make that same mistake. Is there a status percent chance cap? We had the extraction before I blue screen and set up the stalker again. But I gotta go that way. Oh, he's already gone. Well, finally picked out someone other than me. Always disconnecting me as soon as he shows up. He spawns right next to me.
breathing a little easier?
Just made.
A valuable lesson.
Anyway, that's the 3 basic builds, actually the 3 preferred builds when it comes to this weapon, as well as the best way to use them. Hit one person, jump to the other person to proc as much slash as possible. Build up as much status chance and puncture as possible for crit, and then just knock people over, get maximum finish. This way you can get like maximum impact on all your hits. I did not use the proper proccing builds for any of this. I just wanted to show what the weapon can do by itself outside of its preferred assistant mods, assistant warframes, assistant secondaries, or system builds. With that, have a nice